Good morning. It's good to have you all here with us this morning. I have a question for you. I'm thinking about how we know who people are, what they do. Sometimes clothing gives it away, right? Like if I were to take and use this hat, what does this kind of remind you of? It's a magic hat, right? Like you might expect a rabbit to come. William, is there a rabbit in there? Would you be impressed if I pulled a rabbit out now? Good thing I'm not a magician because I can't do that. There's no rabbit in there. We'll see. How about this, though? This kind of hat. Cowboy, you'd expect a cowboy. Maybe somebody that lives out west that would like a big brim, an idea to keep them shaded and cool. How about this hat? You guys know what this hat does? It's not a witch hat. It's a special hat. Oh, Hannah, you got it. What is this hat? There's a button somewhere.
From Harry Potter.
It's from Harry Potter.
It's a talking hat.
It's random, and it says there's nothing in your head that the sorting hat can see. That was unplanned for me this morning. Apparently, this doesn't say much of anything, but in the movie, the sorting hat is what tells them where they go. But you guys, do you see anybody here with hats on this morning? No, I don't see a hat in the room. So my question is, how would they know if you're a Christian? How would they know if you follow Jesus? No one's wearing a hat. Do you think they could tell that all these folks are Christians? What do you think? In the gospel lesson, Jesus, his clothes shone dazzling white. I wore a white shirt today to kind of represent that. It's a new white shirt underneath here. Do you think that if everybody wore a white shirt, they'd know that we're Christians? Probably not, right? So how do people know that you follow Jesus? What? If you pray, that's one way that people might know. What else? Are there other ways that people... Go ahead.
Talk to God.
If you're talking with God, or what else might we do? Because praying and talking to God are actions, aren't they? It's not so much about what they wear or what we wear as much as it is about what we do. Yeah.
We actually all follow God because He's always in our heart.
We all follow God because God's in our hearts. Very good. That is very true. And because God is in our hearts, God guides our actions in how we love and care for our neighbor. That story that I just shared from Luke's gospel has Jesus going up the mountain, as I already said, and his clothes became dazzling white. There's a change that happens, and those three disciples, Peter, James, and John, they get to see something special. But then we had another story at the end. And sometimes I wonder, why would they put that story right after this? Why does that follow? And the answer, I think, is really simple. Because when Jesus comes down the mountain, he continues to live out his calling. We hear the same words at Jesus' baptism, "This is my son, the chosen." Those words of God that guide Jesus' ministry, and they guide him to act in a way that heals a little boy and returns him to his father. That kind of love, that kind of mercy is how others know that we follow Jesus. So how we treat other people, how we care for the world God made, how we treat our neighbor, those are the ways that people will know that you are a Christian. Those are the ways that we walk with Jesus. You think you guys can do that? Larry, can you do that? Yeah? Okay, all right, good deal. Let's close our time together with a prayer, you guys repeating after me. Everyone's invited to repeat. Dear God, help us to follow you down the mountain and into the world so that we may share your love now and always. Amen.